Hey guys, this is Andrei Smirnov with the Fast Lane Truck and
Kent with Mr.Truck.com.
boy, I'm glad you're here because we have a lot of questions from our viewers.
Well, that's good. Let's get to it. Let's find
Yes.
out.
This one comes from Jesse Hernandez, and this question is all about mid-size trucks from GM. Specifically, Jesse wants to know about the Colorado ZR2, the new off-road truck, but his question has to do with transmissions.
Okay.
So he really likes the Duramax, the baby Duramax,
Right,
the
with the
2.8.
6-speed automatic.
Yeah, it's currently available with a 6-speed in the Colorado and the GMC Canyon. But he's saying, he heard rumors about an 8-speed.
Right.
And he's like, should I wait for the 8-speed or other transmission options in the future? Or should he buy as soon as the ZR2 comes out? We've tested the Duramax with a 6-speed. And I think you and I agree, we really like that truck.
Right. Yeah.
The ZR2 will weigh a little bit more because it has more off-road running gear,
Right.
especially the front locker. But we have not tested the ZR2 yet, so we cannot talk about it yet.
Right. And it's not, that diesel is not fast. It's just good, and it chugs along well, and it tows up the hill. It's just not a speed car, and I don't know that an 8-speed make it any faster.
The next question comes from John Lobb, and this has to do with 3/4 ton trucks. He's in the market of buying a 2017 3/4 ton, and he's looking between the F-250 from Ford and the 2500 from GM. He says he tows about for vacation and holidays, sometimes on weekends, about 10,000 pounds dry weight trailer.
Okay.
And he says gas or diesel.
So it's not going between brands, he's going between engines.
Well, between Ford and Chevy. But this is what I'm gonna do.
I love this book.
This is exactly why we wrote the book, right?
Yeah.
So-
you can
so-
look that up and read about it for a long time.
Yes, it's a shameless plug, but Truck Nuts, TFL Trucks Guide to Pickup Trucks, it's all about questions like yours. We discuss all truck classes, heavy
Right.
duties, half tons and midsize, and gas or diesel,
Yeah.
used or new,
Yeah. We try to answer all those questions, but yeah.
towing. We have our gauntlet data in here, off-roading data, and references. So this is a really good book, and it's available at trucknutsbook.com,
Right.
and Amazon, Barnes & Noble, everywhere.
The 6.6, the new Duramax is all new engine. I mean, with the 90% new parts, it's a lot.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and that's the first year of that engine. We think they've done a good job. They do their research. We think it's going to be okay. But we have also talked about in the book the first year blues, whether or not there is problems, whether or not they miss something, because they're very complicated. This is like a space shuttle project, putting these trucks together. I've seen good and bad first year blues. I would kind of stay away from the first year of it. And the Ford one has been out since 15 when they changed exhaust brake. And they didn't really change
did
a whole
upgrade
lot.
the power a little bit
Yeah.
on the torque.
Yeah, I think
They
it's probably
upgraded the torque.
programming there, but they really didn't change mechanically anything.
Right.
Same turbo, so that's been around. So you just got the new body. You got to wonder about how that new aluminum body is going to work out for you. But
This question is from Brandon Hogue. Basically, he has a Ram 3500 with the ASIN transmission and 410 rear end and air suspension helpers on his truck.
Okay.
He had a fifth wheel. He's getting rid of his fifth wheel, and he's getting a bumper pull trailer between 10,000 and about 13,000 pounds.
okay,
Okay, and he says my truck can handle it. It's rated for about 18,000 on the bumper, but do I really need a weight distributing hitch?
well, Ram, since he's talking about Ram, they usually require anything over 12,000. Your half tons anything over 5,000, but Ford and GM now, they actually will do the weight carrying rate as same as the weight distribution, which means you don't have to have it on them up to their maximum towing. But on Ram, you still do. So that's what I remember is a 12. So if he's going to 13, he probably should. But he's got air rides. So on the air rides we've been in lately in Ram, they don't squat. So you're not going to have that issue, to where that makes you sway. And sometimes the sway control is a really good thing to have. But if he tows it and it doesn't move around and the truck stays level, then it's something I wouldn't do. But if you are at that range where you're over the 12,000, look in your manual. If you can find it in the manual, and you may want to do it. I mean,
So I think bottom line is your truck will not squat, especially
Yeah.
with air suspension on a dually,
On that-
heavy
yeah,
duty,
that's
with
it.
this weight.
Right.
But if you want a little bit extra confidence, weight distributing hitches we use from Gen Y have the built-in sway control. Finally, a bonus question, and this is where a lot of discussion is currently happening. This question came from Pete Hogan, and I think there's also his brother, Edward.
Okay. They got together and asked the same question, or what?
Anyway, guys, thank you for sending your questions. But the question has to do with the 10-speed automatic transmission, specifically in the F-150.
Yeah.
And the question actually has to do with the iGauntlet runs. And we actually discussed it on our live show that we did on TFL Now, our other channel. But we were surprised a little bit on the downhill performance. But I think the question is, where is it going to end? Is 10-speed, the limit, or are we going to see 18-speed trucks soon, like semi-trucks, or what do you think? Where is this going?
Well, yeah, and I was disappointed in that run too, because for some reason I think as smoothly as that shifts and the way they're spaced, I think we just didn't get enough RPM out of each gear to make the grade shifting work right for the tow haul mode. That's my theory. Excuse me, but if we're going to go to 10 speeds, 18 speeds, whatever, I mean, that's what a CVT is.
So do you think we will see a CVT pickup truck in the next few years? Because one hasn't appeared yet. I mean, even Nissan still has 7 speeds that they're using.
Yeah, and they used to have it on combines. I mean, a lot of different things. Actually, my hybrid, I have a hybrid Fusion that has that. It's electric gas, and you never know it shifted. Now, there were some other, some Jeep products they had a long time ago that had that in it, and it seemed like it just wrapped up forever. You never saw it shift, so it never backed off. But I don't know, the technology is changing so much. I mean, if they can do more things with electric motors and all that, we may never know what gear we're in. It may just decide what torque, it wants to manage and go from there. But everybody worries about too many gears. I don't know that it's ever going to bother you. As far as fuel mileage, it should always help, making each gear closer together.
There's always that question. It's the first year of the transmission. Is it going to be reliable?
That's true.
So first year blues kind of comes to mind. But I think it's moving that direction. All the trucks are 8 speeds, 9 speeds, 10 speeds.
7 speeds. There's all kinds of configurations that we never thought of years ago. So I think that's the future.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for sending in your questions. You can go back to tfltruck.com for a lot more truck discussion. And where else?
Mr.Truck.com.
Thank you, guys.
Next time.